Let me tell you a Chinese parable. 3,000 years ago, in the 12th century BC, there was an 80-year-old master. He was a hermit and lived in the mountains. And those times were very turbulent because of the terrible wars. Wang Wang was the sovereign in those days, and he tried to stop this bloodbath many times. All his attempts were unsuccessful. But once, he found out about the master. He sent an envoy and said, "Bring the master to me." After a while, the envoy came back and said, "Your Highness, we could not bring the master to you. He did not listen to us." Then Wang Wang himself rode to the mountain where the master lived. He ordered his minister to climb the mountain and said, "Bring the master to me." The minister came back and reported as follows: "Your Highness, I gave up. The master is sitting down there and fishing, and he does not listen to me at all." Then Wang Wang himself climbed the mountain and found the master. The master was sitting and fishing. Wang Wang sat down beside the master. He was sitting there and waiting, hour after hour. Suddenly, Wang Wang noticed that the master was trying to catch a fish using a rod without a hook. Wang Wang said, "Master, how can you catch a fish without a hook?" Then Master turned to him and said, "Only those will come to me who do want to be caught." The moral of this parable is that the master appears only when the disciple is ready. It would make absolutely no sense to force someone to learn something. Only those will learn who really want to. Such disciples will find their masters themselves. Now, I'd like to tell you about the meaning of life, about teachers, parents, friends, family, as well as about your own business. And at the end of my 15-minute speech, I'll present to each of the graduates, but it's a secret so far. The parable about Wang Wang and Chan Tai Kung, the master's name, teaches us that each student must find his or her teacher. This is what happened in our school of physics and mathematics when we ourselves found our teacher in physics, Hrachik Vartanovich. Where is Hrachik Vartanovich? We ourselves, we found our teacher, and we had almost forced the school authorities and Hrachik Vartanovich to come to our school, and we learned from him. We found our teachers, and you found the IB school, and you did it yourself. You had prepared yourself, and you were enrolled in the school. You had a goal, and you achieved it. This is very important, and this is what distinguishes you from many others. Well done! There will be many other people who will play an important role in your life. You should keep this intuition. You should remember that only you can find the people you need, your teachers, mentors, people who will teach you something important. By the way, those people do not necessarily have to be considerably older than you are. I remember a story when I met a senior pupil at the exit of the school. I was in the 8th grade and he was in the 10th. His name was Matos Aramian. It was Father Mesrop Aramian.
Matos Aramian. Отец Месроп. И
And he said, "David, have you ever listened to Bach's concert for piano and orchestra No. 1? And I replied, "Matos, I haven't listened to Bach's concert for piano and orchestra No. 1. Then we came to his place, locked the door, and he turned on the vinyl record player. We were listening to Bach's concert and other concerts, and Matos told me about the structure of the music. After that, I fell in love with the classical music. That's how, just once is enough." In general, senior pupils played an important role in our School of Physics and Mathematics. They helped us and taught us. Ashot, Matos, Karen Musaalian, Artur Mejlumian, and many, many others. Each and every time they came home from the Institute of Physics and Technology in the summer, we were solving problems together. All our friends were playing football, but we were solving problems, and we loved it. I also want to tell you about my parents, my most important teachers. My father is Chinese and my mother is Armenian. My dad gave me the ability to do the same things for a long time, and my creativity was inherited from my mom. Thanks to my mother, I am not afraid to doing something new, and thanks to my dad, I bring any matter to an end. And my mom and dad are very different people, but they have one thing in common. They are both perfectionists. They believe that if you do something, you should do it better than anyone else. You know, after so many years of living together, we really don't know our parents. I'll tell you a story. When I had to take the entrance exams at MIPT, I worried very much, even though I took parts in various competitions and knew physics and mathematics very well. But the exams were difficult. And at that time we agreed that my parents wouldn't live in Dolgoprudny. They had to live in Moscow because it would help me to stop worrying so much. It was the time to pass the most important exam, oral exam in mathematics, and it was the decisive exam. That night, my dad got a call from his old friend, a physicist, who said, "Eugene, tell your son that he would not be admitted to the institute. I have the opportunity to participate in the admission committee, and I saw that he was blacklisted." This was serious. This was so because of my last name, because of my origin. Such people could not be admitted to MIPT in Soviet Union time. That physicist also said, "Tell him not to be upset. Just tell him that he would fail the exam. They would do it for sure. Everything has already been decided." And my father took a shuttle at 6 a.m. and came to Dolgoprudny. I was already within the territory of the campus at the time, and suddenly I saw that my dad was standing behind the fence. I went up to him and said, "Dad, we have agreed that you would not come. Well, why did you come?" I saw that he wanted to tell me something, and there was a pause, and he said, "David, I just wanted to wish you good luck." And I replied, "Okay, thank you." I went to take the exam in a good mood, and during the exam they gave me a problem to solve, then they gave me the second one, more and more, 15 problems or so, and I did not understand what's happening. All other entrants sat at the desk, solved 5 problems and went away, but I was sitting in the classroom and they gave me the 25th problem. I was solving problems from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., 5 hours in a succession, and they did not even tell me whether their solutions were correct. They did not put any marks on the sheets. I went out when the doors of the reception area was almost closed. At the end of the day, when I went out, I was very confused, but suddenly I realized what was happening. That examiner was waiting for my first mistake, he was waiting for my first wrong solution, because in order to be admitted to the institute, I had to get at this exam the highest mark, but all my solutions were correct. I had got the highest mark and I became a student of MIPT. And well, I do not know what would have happened if my dad would felt sorry for me and said, "David, you will fail the exam for sure." I really don't know what would have happened. I believe that our parents have some kind of a gut feeling. There is a great tradition in China. On your birthday, your friends congratulate you, and you congratulate your parents, and especially your mom, on your birthday. Today you have become adults. Soon you'll be enrolled in various universities in various countries, but you should never forget your parents. On your birthday, you should call your mother and congratulate her on your birthday. I also want to tell you about friends. Your friends will support you throughout your life. Your friends will become co-founders of your first companies and co-authors of your first projects. The friends from your school, college, and university are your team. As of today, Abby employs almost 1,300 people in 13 countries, and this company was founded by a small group of people from the same university, and some of them even went to the same high school. By the way, Aram Pakchanyan, one of the founders of Abby, is the man who is in 1990, 25 years ago, arrived in Yerevan and organized the installation of Lingua software for the first time in the history of the company. And it worked. Despite of the technical difficulties, we earned our first money. Today, lingua dictionaries are used by more than 10 million people. So without those friends from MIPT, without those friends from the School of Physics and Mathematics, there would be no Abby, no Lingvo, no Fine Reader, nor anything else. Therefore, make friends and take care of your friendship for the rest of your life. All of this is your strength. And now I want to tell you about family. You should search for them, a man or woman in your life, your loved one, and take care of him or her. I'm happy that I found Alyona. We've been together for 25 years, and believe it or not, but it's true, we've never quarreled except the issue of ice cream for children. Alyona helps me with the most important projects. Her ideas were embodied in the IPE school too. Do you think that all I am talking about here at the meetings, that all those ideas are mine? Not even close. Take care of your loved one. When I say take care, I do not mean keep in cage. I mean give more than you take. I love you means I give you freedom. Think about that. I'd also like to tell you about a lifetime project. But first I want to ask you, do you know what is the meaning of life? Well, maybe someone of you know the difference between living beings and non-living things. Well, I do not know the scientific answer, but I have my own answer to this question. According to God's plan, living beings adhere to the following two principles: the principle of propagation and the principle of self-preservation. Two principles. And as for human beings, we are different from the rest of the animal world because these two principles, the principle of propagation and the principle of self-preservation, became one and the same for us. Each person identifies himself with the people surrounding him. The pain of another person is our own pain, and joy of another person is our own joy. If so, then the meaning of life is to keep yourself in other people and in your creations. You will live forever in your children, in your deeds, in your creations, in the people's recollection. That's why my last two stories are about your family and about your own business. Now please raise your hand if you want to start your own company.
Прекрасно.
Now please raise your hand if you want to improve Armenia in the whole world. Very well. You want to improve the world, you want to improve your country, and it means that you will start to live an interesting life. And that's the good news. And the second news is a good one either. Your life will not be simple. Your life will be difficult, it will require full commitment, it will be hard. Once, when I was working on Lingua, I had no sleep for 4 days and 3 nights in a succession. 3.5 days, 84 hours. I'm not kidding. Aram can bear witness. It was a real case. I did not sleep physically. My classmates could not withstand the stress and literally fell asleep on the move. But that's the price of victory. Here are 2 pieces of good news. Both are good. I have only good news for you today. Today, you will leave the school as adults, and you should know you can improve Armenia, you can improve the whole world. Well, I promise to give you a secret gift to each of you. I'll show it to you. Here it is. Do you know what it is? These are magical certificates. This is magic. I'll give it to you. Each one of you. Half of the pack goes there, catch them, and half of the pack goes there. Did you catch them? This is your magical power. Okay, I'm kidding. I don't have magical certificates for you. Your magical certificates are your hands and your head. You can do whatever you want. You can achieve anything you want. The main thing is your desire. Your power is in your hands.